Hello, I'm going to talk to you about exponents today, positives and negatives. So here we go. So if you look at this table, we have exponents that range from 2 to the negative third to 2 to the positive 6. I'm actually going to start with 2 to the positive 6 first. So all right, so this expanded form, that is, you take the base number, which is the 2, and expand it out 6 times being multiplied together. So it would look like that. And then standard form is what is the answer to 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? Well, that is 64. All right, and I'm going to continue here. And if I multiply that out, the standard form would be 32. 2 to the 4th power is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which would be 16. 2 to the 3rd is 8. 2 to the 2nd is just 2 times 2, which is 4. 2 to the 1st is just 2. Now, there is a pattern here, and that's what we want to recognize, is the pattern that is happening. So when we go from 64 to 32 to 16 to 8 to 4 to 2, what is happening is each time it's being divided by 2, the base number. So when we get to 2 to the 0, there is no expanded form. And lots of people think that's 0. It does not mean 2 times 0. It means to take 2 to the 1st and divide it by 2. So if we're at 2 divided by 2, 2 to the 0 power is 1. It is not 0. It is 1. All right, now when we get to the negative exponents, something to remember is that negative exponents do not mean negative numbers. What it does mean, it's a reciprocal. It means that 2 to the negative 1st is the same thing as 1 over 2 to the positive 1st. Well, we already figured out 2 to the positive 1st. Whoops. We already figured out 2 to the positive 1st previously. There we go. Right here. Okay, so in the expanded form, it's just 1 over 2. Again, the standard form is just 1 over 2. Two to the negative second means 1 over 2 to the positive second. It is the reciprocal of what 2 to the positive second is. And if we come down here, the expanded form is 1 over 2 times 2, which is equal to 1 over 4. Now we might as well just finish this off. 2 to the negative third is equal to 1. Is equal to 1 over 2 to the positive third. So that's equal to 1 over 2 times 2 times 2, which is 1 over 8. And you can see the relationship here. We have 1 over 8 and we have 8. We have 1 over 4 and we have 4. We have 1 over 2 and we have 2. They are related. The most important thing about exponents is that anything to the 0 power equals 1. So if I had 1 million to the 0 power, that equals 1. If I had 50,000 to the 0 power, it equals 1. Doesn't matter. The number to the 0 power equals 1. And the other important thing to remember is when you have a negative exponent, it doesn't have anything to do with negative numbers. It means that you put 1 over the base number to the positive exponent. So let's see, over here, if I had 2 to the negative 7th power, that is the same thing as 1 over 2 to the positive 7th power, which is 1 over 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And then you can multiply that out. So that would be 1 over 128 if I multiplied it out. All right, moving on to the 3's. We do the same exact thing. So I'll start with the positives. 3 to the 6th power is 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is, and then I'll just fill this all in with my 3's. It's like a little pyramid. All right, and then I'm going to go back and do my standard forms. So 3 to the 1st would be 3, 3 to the 2nd would be 9, 3 to the 3rd would be 3 times 3 times 3, which is 27. 3 to the 4th, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 81. 3 to the 5th, 3 times 3 times 3 times 3 times 3, which is 243. And 3 to the 6th would be a bunch of 3's multiplied together, 729. All right, if I continue here to the negatives and the 0, anything to the 0 power is 1. 3 to the negative 1st is the same as 1 over 3 to the positive 1st. So that's 1 over 3. 3 to the negative 2nd is 1 over 3 to the positive 2nd, which is 1 over 3 times 3. Multiply that out. 1 over 3 times 3 is 9. This is the same thing as 1 over 3 to the 3rd. So that's 1 over 3 times 3 times 3, which is 1 over 27. So there, the pattern continues depending on the base number. 2 key things. Anything to the 0 power is equal to 1. And then your negative exponents do not mean negative numbers. It means 1 over the base number to the positive exponent. Okay. All right, so hopefully that helps you. Thank you very much.